So this episode of Behind the Details with Chelsea is a pre-recorded episode because we had 3 different time zones that we had to deal with. I'm here in Pennsylvania on the East Coast, then we had Jody in the UK, and Tim actually in China. So in this episode, we're gonna be learning how Maldeep came to be, some of the intentions that they have behind their products, and I'm also going to demonstrate for you guys some of these products being used here in my detailing shop in Pennsylvania. So for those of you that want a closer look and a deep dive at Maldeep, let's go ahead and get started with the show. This is going to be a fun one. I know you guys are not going to want to miss because these products, they are banging. Good evening, everyone. It's evening for me. It's evening for Jody. Well, it's almost morning for you. And Tim, what time is it where you're at?
It's early morning.
Early morning. Okay. There's been a little bit of coordination to get our timelines and time zones to match up, but I'm so excited to have Tim and Jody from Maldeep. They are a UK-based company that is over at the House of Rags. I've worked with several of your products, very impressive. You guys were one that definitely piqued my interest because when I saw a little bit about what your mission was, it was something that I could very much resonate and connect with. So, thank you guys so much for taking the time to join me tonight. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you guys in Maldeep a little bit more.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, first thing for us to say is a massive thank you for having us on the show. Also to everyone that's joining. And I guess we can start with an intro to where we came from, right? I think
that would be awesome. Yeah, that was going to be my first question. Like, what made you guys start Maldeep in the first place?
And for us, all this started, let's say 40 odd years ago, showing our age. Just
I'm right there with you guys, so don't worry.
But yeah, since I was a little kid, I've been absolutely obsessed with cars, and from building and racing RC cars, that was something that people did in the 80s and 90s. I think it's still popular now. And I'm still in the automotive industry. Jody and I, between us, we've got over 20 years each, and working with some of the best marques in the world. And as we say, the toys just kept getting bigger, with time. And Jody and I, we met each other in the UK in Bentley, and yeah, we were working together there, and it's in a small town in it's called Crewe in Cheshire in the UK, and it's where we bonded over our passion, not only for cars but also for detailing. That's something that not everyone is into, but we're absolutely mad for it, and that's where we built our facility. That's where our HQ is. That's where everything is done in that one place at the moment. As Jody can tell you, it just keeps getting busier and busier inside, and we end up with less and less.
And smaller inside.
To breathe, right?
That's a good problem to have, I bet.
We put everything in that one place, and that's where we are at the moment. But we've got a lot of things about us that we share in common. Like we're both very creative, and in addition to cars, we really love music. We love design. And we love taking care of the environment as well. So hopefully all these things come across, with things that I think we'll end up talking about in this, this podcast, and all the attention to detail that we've got.
What did you see that wasn't in the market that you thought we need to fill that gap?
Yeah, I think this is a pretty awesome question, because we knew it wasn't going to be easy, and we had a few kind of like ideas in our mind in those conversations, and one was a saying that we keep today, which is time with your pride and joy is never spent alone. Detailing doesn't discriminate. It's there. It's a truly beautiful thing, and so when we had our discussions, we said, yeah, we want to be part of this, beautiful industry, and offer people another level of performance. But at the same time, we wanted all our products to be affordable and take care of the environment. So this is the kind of ethos that we wanted to put in and take on the challenge.
I've heard you say, Tim, a couple of times about being friendly to the environment. Why was that such a priority to you guys, that it be environmentally friendly products? Because I know that sometimes that comes at even a higher cost. Sometimes you have to use specific chemicals that maybe they're not going to work the way that you want the product to. So, can you explain to me why that was such a focus, and then maybe some of the struggles with developing an environmentally friendly product?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So we've got like 3 pillars to our, let's say, brand identity, and I've mentioned them to Jamie and Eddie in the past, and they are authentic, bold, and clean. And the third pillar, clean, this is really about our focus on the environment. And just before we go into the details, our approach to that side is, let's say, it's not just about the products, it's about the whole business. Because the holistic approach is the one that makes the biggest impact. And just to give you, the idea of what we're doing. So on the, the product side, if this comes across on camera without completely disappearing, there we go. Our iconic green list, you can hear
It
it clicking away.
disappears.
It disappears, but we we wanted to make sure that everything was safe. So we've got the child resistant cap. That's one thing. But the 500 ml bottles themselves, they are made from something called bioplastic. We've been moving all of our products over to that direction, and that's been a huge challenge. So this bioplastic, it's not based on fossil fuel, right? It doesn't use oil to be created. It uses potatoes, corn, sugar, and eventually it will just biodegrade in the ground, and nothing left.
How does that handle
So
chemicals?
exactly, this is the challenge. So what you said is like, that's not easy to do,
Especially
and
iron removers that, or like acids. I
yeah.
mean, that would be hard.
So
It's
it's
surprisingly
from
quite good, actually. It's
we've had that challenge. When we first started on the journey, the bottles didn't hold up to every single type of chemical. It's been almost, let's say, 2 years. I think it's almost 2 years that we've been working on it, and we've been very cautious, because the last thing we want is to sell a product and
Mhm.
either in shipping, or in the customer's home, the bottle ends up leaking the product, and that's the worst nightmare. So
I
yeah,
will just on that point as well. It's not just. I mean, we've obviously had the challenges with using the bio bottles, but any sort of plastic bottles and detailing chemicals are it's a minefield. There's so many issues that can arise with any sort of bottle as well. So it's I think it's a universal challenge that we've faced since day one. And it bottles. It's always been
Yeah.
a bugbear as such. Yeah.
But I
I
mean,
think it's
I can actually appreciate though that you guys put that much intentionality even into the bottles. Most people are just like, give me the cheapest bottle that the manufacturer sells, as long as it has a decent trigger sprayer. They don't really think about that.
yeah, going back to the environmental side, it's not easy. All of our boxes, so where we pack everything, they're all 100% recycled card. But we go a bit further. All of the printing on it, that's all biodegradable ink. And then for our tape we use on the boxes, that's all bio tape. So you can put it in your compost. The glue, also the ink on that will also biodegrade. So
Wow.
there's a lot of things you can do, but we've had challenges with that. The tackiness, the stickiness of the tape is also a challenge. So it's a lot of R&D, it's a lot of testing, and eventually, if you stick at it, you get there. And with the products themselves, you'll hear again and again, we've got a number of these sayings that we use, and one of them is it's do or die, and the choice is clear. And our meaning by that is, we don't put any colorants, we don't put any dyes in the products. We really don't like that. We don't think that's a lot of the time that actually hurts the effectiveness of the product. And you got to think, where's all that colorant going? It goes into the water system, it goes on your vehicle, and it's unnecessary. So we don't put that into our bottles. And from the chemical side, we are constantly working on alternatives to make our products 100% biodegradable. On some of them, we're really there. Actually, a lot of them. Others, we're in, as we said to Eddie and Jamie, in the high 98 to 99%. And yeah, it's also a challenge, because some of the more traditional raw materials, they are very, very effective, and they're very mature. And as soon as you start to try to put alternatives in, you open the box again to another world of R&D. But it's something we're really willing to do, because the detailing industry also should take responsibility for sustainability. And we do everything we can. The center in the UK is completely green energy supplied. So
That's awesome.
yeah. But again, like, it's going back to the first thing I said, is the more you do, the more you realize you've got to do. But as long as you truly believe in it, it's something you can stick with and keep going with.
So let's switch over to talking about some of these products. And I've used a few of them. And so I'll hit on the ones that I worked with already. I worked with the concentrated citrus pre-wash release.
Yeah.
I worked with the Shield ceramic foam sealant. I worked with your Vision glass cleaner. And I worked with your interior cleaner refresh. So
Solid choices there.
I wanted to cover everything inside and out, like basics. And I know that in the UK, you guys are really big on snow foams, pre-washes, citrus pre-washes. Can you
Yeah.
explain to me a little bit, like, why you would need, like, let's start with the citrus pre-wash, why you would need this, and then the snow foam, and then, anything else that you're working with? Like, what's with all the foam in the UK?
Just, we don't have the best weather. I mean, we tend to, during sort of like winter and you're dealing with really bad road film build up, a lot of the time on vehicles. So pre-wash is the key, really. So we kind of, tell all the customers that come in and, want to know more about the products. For me, that contactless stage at the beginning is just preventing all that marring and you're going to induce into the paintwork. So good pre-wash, good snow foam, that's going to get, the majority of the dirt off. But I think you picked on some good products, to be honest with you, and Release, I think it's probably one of my favorite products that we have. It's just a very versatile product as well. So I tend to keep it diluted up at, I've got a bottle always on the side at 1 to 10. It's really versatile. Diluted up at that. You can use it for so many different things. So, under your arches, under the body, lower sections of the vehicle, as a pre-wash before you snow foam. You can also then layer up snow foam on top of that if you want a bit of extra bite, and if you've got large build-ups. But you can dilute it so it's a bit more concentrated, and use it as it's an effective engine degreaser as well and stuff like that. If you've got dealing with really not nice engine bays, you can dilute it a bit more. Use it on fabrics, mats inside, carpets. We tend to use it on our, if we're doing extraction. So we'll use it on fabrics and stuff, carpets. Just a very, very good, versatile product.
What dilution would you do it for interiors?
I would probably use it. It depends on the state of the fabric, really. If it's a more fragile fabric, I would probably go in at something like about 1 to 20.
Okay.
But for if you've got like carpet mats and stuff like that, if you're cleaning them, it's okay at 1 to 10. To be honest with you, we don't seem to tend to have much issues with it. That dilution. It's another thing it's great for as well. Deep cleaning fabric hoods on convertibles. A little thing as well. We tend to use it at home. It's great for cleaning your cooker. Fantastic.
I love it.
Your extract, if you've got like an extraction hood on your cooker that gets grease buildup and stuff, it just gets rid of it all. It's fantastic.
So anything that's greasy, like your organic type of stains, it should be able to handle. Now, what's the best way to apply it? Because you probably haven't seen it. I did a video using these 4 products on my YouTube
Mhm.
channel, and your branding, it's new to me, and I did not read the bottles closely enough. So
Right.
I had prepared to put citrus in a spray gun and
Yep.
apply it, and I had prepared to do your ceramic sealant in a foam cannon, but I got them backwards. And
Ah.
so I put the ceramic sealant in a spray bottle and I put citrus in a foam cannon. Which would you say, like, can you use citrus in a foam cannon, or do you recommend just like an electric sprayer as best?
Yeah, normally I would put it in sort of like either a pump sprayer or
Okay.
a tray bottle sprayer. I
You
have
don't need
used
it to foam.
No, I have used it. We did a detail on it's on our YouTube. We did a full before, a green laning full before vehicle that came into us, an overlanding vehicle, and we used it underneath it because it was just absolutely caked, and it was easier to just foam the release on underneath. It worked effectively, to be fair, on that. It was good because it just got into all the nooks and crannies. It just sat
Mhm.
because it was foamed up. But normally, I would say use it in a pump sprayer. It wouldn't be sort of, what I would normally use it in a foam cannon. Or it
Now,
can.
I know we're skipping ahead because you have a few soaps. You have, well, your pH neutral shampoo, which is what you would do your contact wash with, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So then after you do your citrus pre-wash and then you do your pH neutral contact wash, or you could even do your pH neutral snow foam based on your preference,
Mhm.
then you do your ceramic foam sealant. And this actually was the one that intrigued me the most. You guys claim like 3 to 6 months of protection with this, and
Yeah.
you foam it on. And I should have just switched it. I was a little lazy. But I had put it in the container and I was just like, yeah, we'll send it. We'll see what happens. It did bead, but not like what I've seen in other people's videos. And I had a lot of people commenting on my channel. It's because it's supposed to be foamed, like strictly foam, and then a high pressure rinse. So I need to like revisit. We're gonna make it right. And I think I'm gonna for this B-roll, we're gonna show that we can make it right. But is there a wrong way to apply shield? And was it the way that I did it?
I mean, yeah, it needs to go in
Okay.
the bombs. To be
Okay.
honest with you, it's if you've got to the instructions on the back of that are, gospel.
Yeah.
Foam
Diluted
lance.
more, yeah, in the foam lands. It's been a bit of a game-changing product for us in terms of how well it's sold, but B, obviously we do detailing work at our base, and for us to be able to go around a car 5 minutes, not even that, it's a couple of minutes, you've applied
Mhm.
it, you've washed it off, it's done. It's just so quick, especially in the UK. Obviously we don't have the best weather, as I may have said 1 or 2 times before, I think. But yeah, it's in sort of cold time, winter and stuff, it's just such an easy product to put on, and it just gives you fantastic, the longevity out of it's amazing, and the gloss and everything you get from it is just fantastic, to be honest with you. As I say, it's just been a game changer for us, really.
Well, I will definitely be revisiting it. I'm excited because I am a
Definitely
little
do.
bit of a lazy detailer. Let's just face it. I love detailing, but after you've like vacuumed an interior out, scrubbed everything down, done the tires and wheels, sometimes the last thing you want to do is just like wax on, wax off. Although sometimes it's just what you need. I
Yeah,
love
it's
product.
that's
I
it with
love
me.
spray and rinse products. Like
Yeah,
but for
it can.
me, longevity is an issue because I'm doing customers' vehicles that maybe they're coming to me twice a year. They're not
Mhm.
coming monthly. I want something a little bit more durable. Most of your spray and rinse products, you're going to get maybe a month to 2 months max because, there's not a whole lot of time to bond and to set up. So, how did you guys get like up to 6 months with your ceramic foam sealant?
So I'll add in a few comments. Yeah. So that's, as you said, not easy to do. Most spray on, quick products,
Hmm.
they tend to not last as long as if, it's particularly if you do a ceramic coating. I mean, if you spend all the time you invest in that, you expect to get multiple years. there's no way, if we said you get a year out of it, we don't say that. We say up to 6 months, and typically feedback from our customers is 3 to 6, and
Okay.
it all depends. It depends on you, and the more you wash the car, actually, it will last less time because
Abrasion.
yeah, abrasion. So just contact wash, and the more that you decontaminate the car, and if it's in the UK, the more that you drive it in winter with salt, and then you use high pH products like release to then get the salt off, it will last less time, but
Hmm.
it's going to be in that range. And this product was like, this is maybe one of our biggest headaches, but when we got it done, our development cycles are multiple years normally, and this one took huge investment, huge time, and certainly the first versions of it, they didn't stand the test of time. It's a balance between ease of application and then also that bonding process, and there's an activator in it, and that's when you need the foam cannon. That's
Okay.
part of the process, the high pressure with the water, that will then activate the product on the car, and if you don't follow that, you'll end up most likely with a patchy finish and a very thin amount of product on the car. So definitely, please try it. Definitely try it again.
I will just say as well with this, it loves the cleanest, if you can get the decon and everything done prior to application, you will get longer time because it will just adhere better to the surface, basically. As with many of the products, like black, the tire and tire and trim gel. Again, if you putting it on dirty tires, it won't last as long as if you've really gone to town, degreasing and cleaning off the rubber and stuff. It just lasts longer. It just adheres better, basically.
How long is too long to let this product sit on the paint before you have like high spots or like spotting on the paint?
I wouldn't leave it on more than a few minutes, to be honest with you. But literally, if you start at the front, walk around the car, spray the car, by the time you have gone and changed your lance to a nozzle again, it's done.
So when you say rinse off straight away, it doesn't mean like it's not like that fast. So do the entire vehicle, switch your nozzle, then rinse it off. Got it. See, the things that we learn by talking to the people who design the products.
And one thing, if you do leave it on a bit too long, or if you're in sort of like, unavoidably sometimes you're in direct sunlight when you clean the vehicle, if you do tend to see if there is any streaking or anything, little tip is bit of QD, it will just buff off.
I was going to say either that or vision. Vision worked for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the sort of thing you're going to have to go and do a machine polish to get rid of. So,
I will say this: out of the 4 products that I worked from you, or that I worked with from you, my favorite was this one. This was an amazing glass cleaner, and I mean, it's not cheap necessarily. When you can buy like invisible glass for $3-4 here in the US, $16 for a glass cleaner, and it's ready to use, right? It's not a concentrate where can you dilute it at all?
You can if you were working in like super high temperatures, because it's got a very high alcohol content.
I smelled that.
It's got an extremely quick flash time. You can put a tiny bit of DI water in with it to dilute it back if you're working in.
So get a little bit more bang for your buck, but This was probably one of the better glass cleaners that I've worked with in a while. So very impressive. But the one product that I had a question about when it comes to the interior cleaner, it says antiviral, antibacterial. Is that something that a lot of products offer, that you have to get like certification or validation to be able to say that? Because I know a lot of people will say that, most cleaners have those qualities because by nature they're removing dirt, which is in a way antiviral. But how do you go about like figuring out that classification for your interior cleaner?
Yeah, so this product, I know it's maybe a bold statement. We think it's unique because we researched the market a lot, and we were really keen to have this product that could have full cleaning capability. And this product, it's also got a relatively higher pH for an interior type of cleaner, so it's got quite a bite to it. But then is also antiviral, antibacterial. So for those two other sides, it's got actually multiple active ingredients in it. So it's more than just saying, because you're wiping the surface. Actually, there is we don't own the patent for it, but there is a particular active ingredient in there for the antiviral side. It comes from a company that really specializes in that area, and it's also been developed to kill coronavirus. So at the time we were developing this, actually going back to the very start, we had huge challenges. We were building the business during those times. So this came to the forefront of our minds, that we wanted to give people a product that they could use in their car, particularly if you share your car, just to have that peace of mind that you've got rid of absolutely everything. Yeah, so we'd love it if we could get some customers, in that commercial area. But also, if you're a private, individual, it's your car. I think this product, once you put it in there, everything's gone. But
we got to figure out how to get Lyft or Uber to sponsor you guys for interior cleaners. Their drivers would probably appreciate it. If anyone knows those people, let's share this video.
So that's the answer. Basically, it's a combination of a few things, in a very stable formulation. But it's really those 3 in 1 products. And we have had to go outside to work very closely with another company, and it's got full certification. It's got all the independent testing for that, and of course it's safe to use to human beings. So we're glad you picked up on this product, because we think it stands alone, and we'd like people to give it a go.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Worked really well, cleaned really well, had a nice scent. If it can handle coronavirus, it should be able to handle my kids' boogers. So not that we're past that phase, hopefully. My kids are like 13 and 10. They're probably gonna kill me if they watch this. Like, wow, we don't do that anymore. It's
it's a great product in all your sort of high contact areas, your controls, steering wheel, door switches and stuff like that. But you can actually use some fabrics and stuff as well.
Okay.
Little top tip: when I'm detailing vehicles at Mile Deep, got fabric seats and stuff. I tend to just and carpets as well. When I'm doing a hoover of the carpet, I'll hoover the debris out, and I'll mist a little bit of refresh over it, then hoover it again. And if you just let it sit for that couple of minutes, I think it's a couple of minutes, it says on the bottle, obviously you'll just aid getting rid of all those nasties that can get stuck on fabrics and stuff. But yes, carpets and seats and stuff, you can sort of mist it on and just wipe it off. Obviously you don't want to soak them, but just enough to give it a light mist, basically.
So you have a tire and trim dressing. Is this solvent or water based?
It's solvent based. Yeah.
Okay.
This one is
definitely let it set up a few minutes before you drive.
Yeah, normally when putting that on, I found the best way to put it on, either little tire puck or I tend to have a detailing brush that I've chopped down a little bit, to be honest with you, just so you can get it work into the lettering and the tires. Put it on with that, and then I tend to wipe it back with a foam applicator to level it. Leave it sit for 5 or 10 minutes. You will see it level and gloss out the tire and stuff. You can sort of like have it super glossy, but you can dial it back so it's like a sort of a more matte finish, but it will still be glossy. But you don't have to have that sort of super painted on glossy look with it. You can do, but you can dial it back as well. But it's great tires, all your sort of lower trim and stuff. Again, it's a product which we find just lasts and lasts as well, even in our wonderful rainy climate that we have here and stuff during sort of winter. You can put it on and it'll still be there weeks and weeks later. It's not the sort of thing that's going to wash off after a couple of drives down the road, sort of thing.
How much of a bugger is it to remove?
It's quite easy, to be honest with you.
Okay.
If you use like release will sort of get rid of it.
Release it.
Yes, indeed.
I see where you came up with the name. All right. So you have your pH neutral shampoo, an interior trim dressing.
We tend to put it on again. We have like an applicator that we sell. I don't think Thor have it though, but you can apply it to a cloth, wipe it down, buff it back. It's a nice. I'm not sure if you've used it. It's got a nice soapy, fresh scent to it, and it leaves a sort of like an OEM satiny finish. It's
Okay.
Not super glossy.
Okay. And UV inhibitors, how long do those typically last? I know a lot of people say UV inhibitors and we do it once and we think it lasts a year. Is it a month, 2 months? Like, is there any way to even test that? Like how long you have UV protection with a product?
Actually, we've had this. This is the second time to get this question, and Jody and I said we actually want to do a better test with this. So the test that we've come up with is there's some devices that get used to test clothing for UV resistance, and we want to get a machine that can do this. Until we've got it, so we're saving up to get this, because the fact that we've been asked twice means other people really want to know, and yeah, you could say we should really know that, but it's not something you can test very easily. You need a specialist device, but we do say maybe 3 to 6 months again, but we wouldn't say a year. We believe that the inhibitors would break down by then. But we hope, if we're on a podcast in the future, we can tell you the exact result.
You're going to be the one person in the world who's ever tested that.
We do like our equipment. If you go to our detailing bay, you'll see it's stacked with. We like to measure. So, but this particular device, we don't have it yet. So that kind of product, Elevate, it's water based, and it is durable, but maybe twice a year is a good kind of cycle time to reapply it, and that's where we'd say probably you're going to top up that UV protection during that time.
One product that I've seen quite a bit of is Purple, your iron remover, and this can be used on wheels as well as paint, correct?
Yeah, any painted surface it can be used on. Yeah.
And what are we talking as far as lubrication? Like, can you use this product with a clay towel to chemically decontaminate at the same time?
It's not something I've ever done, to be honest with you. We tend to. I always use this as a standalone product normally, because I will always do a chemical decontamination and then a mechanical decontamination if it's required after. Because normally we find, once you've done your snow foam and your met wash and stuff, then you go to your decon stage. If it's a car that's got obviously rough feeling paint, we'll do the chemical decontamination first with tar and glue and fallout remover, Purple. I'd say quite often that's kind of enough for most of the cars that come into us. To be honest with you, we don't tend to do a lot of clay work. I only ever really clay vehicles before I machine polish them, to be honest with you, over here. That's my personal preference, to be honest with you. Again, I find that it's just, I think that it's going to induce more into the paint.
I like to use products like this simultaneously with the clay towel because I find it helps the clay towel work better. And it breaks down the rail dust easier versus me just spraying, getting a little bit of that reaction, rinsing it off. I feel like I'm not using as much of this product and feeling like I'm not going to say it goes to waste because we see those reactions. But if we were to spray, let's say your product, purple, let it react, rinse, spray again, are you going to have, obviously, hopefully, you're going to have a reduction in reactions, but you're still going to have some reactions because it's not necessarily removing all of that. That's where the clay towel and the purple together, it should
Yeah.
effectively remove the rail dust. And then if you were to spray again after that combo, you're going to definitely have a huge reduction. Or, at least that's my thought process. I know to
Yeah.
each his own.
I-
There's a
it's-
thousand different ways.
Yeah. Yeah. As I say, it makes sense. It's not, as I say, it's not something that I personally tend to do, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I will just normally do a chemical decontamination.
Okay.
You normally do purple first, and then I hit the tar and glue after normally, and that's
Okay. Purple, then tar and glue.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that a common issue with vehicles in the UK? Because when I met with Alan from AM Details, I did a video with him like 2 years ago. And tar and glue was like a staple. And I don't know if I frequently do that here. Normally, I just use the clay bar to remove it. Is that a popular technique in the UK?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Because roads are tarred and chipped?
Yeah, quite often as well. Every couple of years, they seem to throw a load of tar down and just chip stuff on, chippings on top, and that's you can honestly, I'd say 99% of the cars I have come in at Mile Deep have got a quite considerable amount of tar around the bottom areas of them and up the wheels and stuff. But yeah,
now, can this be used on the interior for, let's say, gum or stickers or anything like that on glass?
On glass, yeah.
Can you
use
it?
Smell.
Okay. Can you use this on tree sap?
Yes, you can. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But on your point on the interior, yeah, glass. You wouldn't want to use it on anything that's porous in any way. Yeah,
no trim.
You can use it on. I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Okay.
This product is very, very strong. This is going back to the bottles thing. This is the one that if you don't get the right plastic, it will just it will do its thing.
Eat through it.
Yeah, take
we've only just managed to get this in 5 liters because we've gone through so many. We couldn't put it in any 5-liter plastic jerry can, so we've ended up going with a metal can for it. It's the only product that we've got that's in its own special can, which is different to the rest of the line as well. I don't think the guys at Thor have had that yet because we've only just put it in there. So
well, that's kind of saying something about how stout the product is, though. So, and I mean, especially like when people struggle with a specific issue in the region that they live in and they make something to treat it. Like for me, this would be one that I would be convinced to test out. If you're saying it can handle some of the grimy situations that you guys deal with, then it can definitely, because here in Lancaster, they do like to tar and chip some of our back roads as well. I always love it when you don't know that they did it until you drive on it and you're like, no, they just did it. Yeah. So definitely one product I should test out. Yeah. And you just know the underbody of your vehicle is just destroyed. You just cringe.
You can see if you ever get a white car in, just have a look around the wheel arches, around the particularly the rear bumper, and in the UK it's just so common. And a product like this is great because if you just try to contact wash this off, something like Release will really, really help to to loosen it. But sometimes you get these really stubborn and quite they can be quite big. And they're just a nightmare. And the last thing you want to be doing is like scraping them. And just with this product, put it on, it will totally dissolve it. And
guarantee there's always a little bit of grit inside there as well, inside the tar.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I had a customer last year sometime. He had a huge pickup truck. It was like a diesel truck. And he didn't tell me right before he brought it to me that he decided to burn rubber. And the entire wheel well, I thought honestly he had put like a rhino coating on the wheel well. It was just so thick. And I'm like going to town with a plastic scraper and all this. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know if I'm removing the coating. He's like, nah, I burned rubber right before. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks so much for doing that. Why would you burn rubber? But so for
It's,
those of you that deal with maybe rednecks who burn rubber in their pickup trucks, pick up a bottle
yeah,
of
we actually had one of our
Result.
customers who's got a hot rod who does obviously warms his tires up on the
Yeah.
drag strip. He says I've suffered terribly because I've got like rubber everywhere. But yeah, he uses Resolve on that now. So yeah,
Good to
it
know.
works.
So what is the difference between your detailer? Let me see here. Your ceramic detailer and your sheen gloss drying aid. And why would I need one versus the other?
It's horses for courses, this one, I suppose. I mean, obviously the QD has got the element of being able to clean
Okay.
and leave protection as well, because again, it's the gloss that leaves and stuff, and it kind of leaves about 3 months protection on your car.
For flare?
So for flare, yeah. So
Okay.
again, it's a product super easy to use. We tend to use 2 cloths, 360 GSM or above, so nice sort of soft cloths. Have one wet,
Okay.
one dry. So spray onto one, literally couple of sprays onto a cloth. Wipe your panel down, leave it for a few moments. You'll see it haze, and then buff it off with your dry cloth, and you're going to get rid of any sort of like water spots. But you're also going to leave a nice glossy finish and a load of protection on there. For again, just a super easy product to use. Sheen, totally different product really. It's we built it as a drying aid, which it's like a rinse sealant basically.
Okay.
So it'll help sheet water off the vehicle. So
Ooh,
again, you
okay.
can do your your wash cycle,
Mhm.
contact wash, rinse off, then load Sheen up. A couple of days, you can put it on several different ways. You can do it with a snow foam lance. You can put it in pump sprayer, trigger sprayer. We do tend to find it lasts a bit longer if you put it through a trigger sprayer,
Okay.
because diluting it as much, you get more product on. Obviously, it lasts longer if you put it through a lance, because obviously you're putting more water through. You can leave this product mixed up as well. You can mix a batch up and just leave it. Just a note as well, we didn't mention on Shield, you cannot leave that product. Once it's mixed up, any you have left, you need to dispose of. So we only ever recommend mixing up about 250 ml total solution for that. That's pretty much enough to do a full vehicle with Shield.
Okay.
But yeah, Sheen is great for maintenance washes. If you're washing your car every week, every couple of weeks, it's great as a little topper because it adds gloss. It adds, obviously the hydrophobics. It's going to help you to dry your vehicle more quickly because it'll sheet the water off and stuff. So another good little product. Last 3 to 4 weeks, I guess. Great as a topper. We tend to use it as a topper on top of Shield for maintenance cars that come into us, for sort of regular maintenance work. If they've had Shield on, we'll top it with Sheen. Again, it becomes like a sacrificial layer on top of Sheen, so you're going to extend that longevity of Shield. You're going to extend its longevity by using that product on
if
top.
you have a coating or let's say Shield and you put Sheen on top, is it going to temporarily alter the hydrophobics to be more sheeting, or will that base layer make Sheen more beading?
No, it will sheet more.
Products like this, are alluring to me because with our hard water, I would much rather sheeting to give me time to get around the vehicle to prevent water spotting. So I will
Exactly,
definitely
yeah.
have to try this out.
Yeah, that's a great use for it. Totally. It will definitely help reduce that water spotting issue as well.
I like that it's sheeting. I actually wish people would make more sheeting products, period. Just like fast sheeting. But I think beads are beautiful. Sometimes, we geek out. We're like, oh, look at the beads on that. But there's more real life with sheeting. I feel like it's just so much more practical for so
Totally.
many people. But
I just want to add something about
Go.
that conversation. Is so Shield and Sheen, they're like brothers or sisters. And the thing about Sheen, you can see, yeah, it's not got the same longevity as a Shield, but the point is as well that the pricing, is very different. That Shield is ceramic based, and for us, it's a lot more expensive to produce, and it's reflected in the price. So combining those two products, just like Jody described, is a really great way to also save a bit of cash. And for Flare, Flare is also ceramic based, and it's actually a pH 5, so it's acidic. And where you mentioned about water spotting, QD for us is also a product that can clean. So if you have got any water spotting, this is really great to
Okay.
neutralize the minerals. And particularly if you're working on dark blue or black cars, you will see this will really tidy up and clean the surface, and then leave it with a really amazing gloss. So that's another benefit of using this type of product with with that kind of pH level as well. So
Is that
just
something
wanted
you
to
guys have in the description?
no. And
I
it's
would
something
recommend
that
that you put that on there because that's a valid selling
yeah,
point for me. Because like I don't know if you've ever used like Kushemi has their FSE, which is a quick
yeah,
detailer with a lime scale remover. I love that for my husband's black truck because it's so big.
mm,
Sometimes I just can't get to it. And for glass, it's the perfect last touch after drying. Use a product like Flare or whatnot that if it has a slight like mineral
mm.
deposit fighting capability to it, to like that final touch to remove water spots off of glass and paint. Um, I would definitely put that in the description in the future if you guys ever
We
rework things, because that's a big selling point for a lot of people.
That's a job for you, Tim.
yeah,
Run rewrite.
I'm sorry, Tim. I'm making more work for you.
no worries. It's on our to do for the website, but I've already updated because what we're doing, we're bringing out slightly updated labels, and what
Awesome.
we're doing now, we're putting the pH value on, we're putting other things like where you should use it, and I've updated the description now to include this because, as you
Good.
said, yeah, it is something that we spent time on, but we kind of forgot to to share. So yeah,
Well, look
it'll be
at you
done.
listening to your customers and giving them what they want. I like seeing the pH values on products. I'm a geek like that. Not that sometimes I I understand sometimes pH levels don't always dictate like its power. There's other things that go into that, but again, I honestly you've convinced me to pretty much buy every one of your products now to test them out. I'm actually really excited. I'm gonna hopefully be able to get all of these products and just show some quick shots to demonstrate them for you guys. And we'll obviously be having more content over on my YouTube channel, Attention to Detail. So make sure you guys follow me there. I'm gonna show a deeper look into Mile Deep, no pun intended, on how to use their product. I have a couple questions that I wanted to ask you guys. Um, First off, and I ask a lot of people this question, but what improvements or changes would you like to see in the detailing industry?
Think let's do Jody and I both aren't answering it because I think in our heads we both got ideas. So um we talked about the environmental side. I think it's something, as we've seen, it's not easy to move in that direction. We've still got more to do, as we've been very open about that. But that I think is a real benefit, to everyone, and also to our planet. We all need to take responsibility for that. So that as an overall kind of like direction for the industry, I think that would be really good. And for us ourselves, what we want to do is actually expand our range, and our development cycles are really long, and part of that is, as I said at the beginning, it's a reflection of Jody and I. Were absolute perfectionists, and we tend to, if we can do another loop, we'll do another loop, and then we'll do another loop on that because we just want it to be the best it can be. And I think our learning has been like, don't necessarily try to go to the nth degree. Actually, sometimes with what we do, it's probably already more than good enough by the time we've spent a year and a half on it. Is to share it with people, and then get more feedback and improve it. And I
Do
think
you
that's for us. Yeah,
do
the
you
biggest.
have a circle of other detailers that you pull from for feedback and product development?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Jody can answer that. We do.
yeah, we've got a little circle of trusted people who we share some products with. We've just I don't know. Is it okay to talk about the thing we've just finished testing on, Tim? Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. We've
Yeah,
got
so
to get it out there.
we've actually just finished testing on some actual full ceramic coatings. We've just had feedback off all the people that have had them, and it's just come back massively positive from everybody that's used it. We've got we're looking at 2 different variations. We're looking to a pro and like a more user-friendly one, which
light
is
version.
slightly long, yeah, like a light version with slightly less longevity, but much easier to apply. And just the feedback's been fantastic, hasn't it, Tim, from the people that we've about testing. So yeah, that's
Can
nice.
you tease like what are some of the characteristics that you guys are looking for when you design a coating? Like, is it slickness? Is it durability? Is it ease? Is it chemical resistance? Like, what are some things that are important to you guys when it comes to coatings?
As Jody said, there's 2 coatings, and these have been several years in development. And we originally started with one. We were originally going to do a pro coating, but we found the more that we focused on durability, which for the pro coating, I think this is really what matters the most. We've had to sacrifice a little bit in terms of the ease of application. But with the non-pro coating, and it's also we do like to take controlled risks, and we do want to give a full ceramic coating product out to anyone that wants to buy it. But in doing that, we want to make sure that actually it's easy to apply in terms of like how well it flows, its flash time, and we're giving people with this, let's say, consumer level product the chance to get it right without like screwing it up. So that's been our number one thing, is like make it usable, make it really easy, make the temperature range that you can use it in as wide as possible. But for the pro product, actually, we're still deciding on what to say in terms of the longevity. It will be measured in years, but we're looking at the pro product probably being double, the final number being double the consumer product. But that's the trade-off. But for both of them, usability, pro more towards ultimate durability, and the consumer one making it something that people can also rectify if they do happen to get it wrong. But the pro product, that if you do get that one wrong, you need to be polishing.
Can I ask you this question? So, like, as people who I feel like you are a smaller company, you are like grassroots, like funding yourself. You don't have a big investor. Everything you're doing, you started 2019 to now, like, it's just been you guys like breaking your backs. Tim, you were saying you're in China, literally like working to support Mile Deep, and Jody, you are 7 days a week, 24/7, like working on R&D and chemical production and marketing and
Everything.
all of that.
Yeah.
So it's 2 people who are literally grinding to start this company and grow it. And I feel like you have a unique, fresh view into the world of chemicals. Like, what do you see bigger manufacturers with ceramic coatings doing that maybe you want to set yourself apart? Because, like, I feel like a lot of these coating companies are just, I don't want to say over promising and under delivering, but some of the durability claims that we see out there, we all know they're not going to last that long. Like, there's no way a coating's going to last 10 years unless you literally coat it and then put it in a garage and don't touch it for 10 years. Maybe that's how
Yeah.
they can come up with that claim. How do you come up with these durability claims outside of a lab that it's
So they are
practical?
lab tested. They have been lab
Yeah.
tested. They get lab tested for an amount of washes and stuff. So it's kind of based off that. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying about some people come up with, it's a 10-year coating or whatever. It's doesn't seem feasible. I think with all our products, we've kind of always erred on the side of caution with claims for longevity for stuff, because it's never sat well with either of us. I don't think, saying, oh, it's X amount of time it's going to last. It lasts a week. It doesn't look good on us. It doesn't. It's never sat well with us. That so we've always erred on the side of caution. I think with any claims for longevity and stuff, they've always been. We've always done real world testing and stuff, which we've had our coating on a real world view. That's our staff vehicle that we've been using. So yeah, it's been a little test bed vehicle for the ceramics and stuff.
Yeah,
I've got my two pence on it as well, because for ceramic coatings, I actually got into this really early. It's something for Jody he's got into more recently. He's really into waxes, and that's where and Jody's like into cooking up all his own things on that kind of wax side. He's also working on new scents for us, and but on the ceramic side, the first ceramic products I tried, I think they were sort of 2009, 2010, and I've tried various. I'm quite obsessed with this area. All my cars I've ceramic coated myself, and I've found ways to get hold of the all the pro coatings. And honestly speaking, I have never had a coating that's lasted with a good performance more than, say, like three years.
Same.
And I wash my car a lot, but at the same time, those coatings I put on, most of the time the claim was 5 years, and then as time went on, those same coatings, actually they got revisions, and they went up to like 7 years. But then when you get into the small print, you realize, okay, you have to bring it in to be checked, and then sometimes
then use their specific
maybe
products to maintain it with, and top it every 6 months.
So
never drive it, particularly Gary.
I don't think it's fair to the consumer. I think on regular detailing products, that things haven't got so crazy. As Jody said, we're always on the side of caution. We do fully test for a long time. So when we say 3 to 6 months, we really mean it. We're not going to say a year if you've got no chance. And when it comes to our coatings, we're not saying it here because we want to wait until the reveal, but it's in the final stage. It's actually in production now.
Oh,
so
cool.
yeah, development's
Cool.
finished. But you won't see our numbers be anything like what other people use. And we spent a lot of time, talking, will that hurt us in terms of, we've got X and then maybe someone else has got X times 2. What are people going to think? But, that's our business. We've always been honest with all of our customers, and we're going to explain it, in that way. And it won't necessarily be because our product is inferior in any way. It's just maybe we're being more realistic. And for this area, I think it would be good if things got reined in a bit.
Agreed.
That's my opinion.
But I feel like a lot of professional detailers would resonate with just that transparency, because we all know the truth. It's the consumer that really doesn't have any experience. They're probably the one that are like, well, this one says 8, so I'm going to go with that one. So, but I think a lot of that just comes with educating your customers and just showing them your character and letting that speak for itself. And I mean, I'm very impressed with everything I'm hearing from you guys with your view, your passion, just your approach to detailing. It's definitely very inspiring. I have a few more questions, if you guys don't mind. I know I'm trying to keep this short because Jody, I can see you getting a little tired over there. It's like what, 1:30 where you're at?
That's 7 minutes past 2.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we're gonna go through these so fast. He's like, I'm trying so hard. What are some of the things you see detailers doing wrong when it comes to your products?
Putting them in snow foam cabins.
The rock sprayer. Doing what Chelsea did. Well said. Okay. I'll take.
I'm not really sure, to be honest, because we have obviously a lot of. I mean, the customers who we see on a regularly that come in the shop. To be honest with you, I always tend to end up chatting with most of them, giving them product advice and guidance. And, I think I always sort of make myself available. I'm always, say, if you've got an issue, struggling, drop me an email, so I'm not sure really. Not what to say for that one.
Well, other than just the wrong sprayer, maybe.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that says that your products are that user friendly, and I'm just that stupid that I put them in the wrong bottle. Oh, I probably shouldn't have aired that one, but hey, we went for it. I committed. Uh, my next question: if you guys could do it all again, what would you do differently, if anything?
Okay, let's back at us then. Yeah, I'd say from my side quite a lot. So yeah, it's just the perfectionism. You know, when you're into detailing as a passion, as a hobby, I think you can have this kind of OCD side, if I'm being kind to us, and it's that, you know, you want to make everything as the best it can be because you're so into it. And then for us, when we put something out there, it's almost like we don't want it to have any flaws, but in reality, you know, there's no perfect product. So if we were to go wind back the clock, I'd say again, like getting to 99.99% and not chasing the, you know, further decimal points, and getting it out there, obviously safe and fully tested. But that would, you know, the market always tells you how well you've done much better than you can judge. So that's what we're trying to do. We've got almost double the range that we've, you know, in the market right now. We've got, you know, let's say it's 12 core liquid products, but we've got another 10 that are various stages of development, and there's a few of
Wow.
them that are, you know, just almost ready to go. But all of those have cost us, you know, our sleep and all the rest. And I think the learning for me is just share earlier, you know, with the inner circle, and share with the market as early as possible. That I think is the thing. And yeah, I think that's the biggest point. If I could go back, but knowing it now, okay, we are
We're trying.
changing, and yeah, we're trying to, you know, temper our perfection, and you know, actually be out there with more people, you know, earlier, because our number one goal, you know, it's in our vision statement, is to share the love of detailing with detailers around the world. And you can only do that if you know, you get it out there. And yeah, that's where we're trying to focus our time now. It's not so much inward, it's really on, you know, what do people need. So yeah, that's what I would say. But Jody, anything?
Yeah, I think you pretty much a nail on the head there, mate. To be honest with you, yeah. Which yeah, I don't think there's much more I could add to that. To be honest with you, yeah.
Okay. Well, I know you said that you have some ceramic coatings coming. Is that the only teaser that we can get? What's next for Mile Deep?
Yeah, I think quite a few, yeah, new products. So a water-based tire, um yeah, tire shine, let's say, a brother to black. That's coming. A dedicated wheel cleaner.
Okay.
People have been chasing us for a long time
We've had
for
some
that one.
fantastic feedback from that as well. It's, yeah, everybody that's tried, it's like, get that one out on the market as soon as possible. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good
we
that.
got another quick detailer coming, not ceramic based.
Okay.
So that one.
There's a glass sealant as well, which
Okay.
we've is pretty much ready to go, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a dedicated, let's say, upholstery cleaner,
Okay.
which you can dilute, not with the anti-bac and the antiviral, something, you know, which you could use more, you know, for extraction purposes. We got that in the works. Yeah, there's quite a few things that are coming. And yeah, our main challenge now is to, you know, finish finish. Yeah, that's our struggle, is always at the end point, to really say that, you know, let's call it a day. But we're there with, I think, three products now, which are in production, plus the ceramics, and then the other 6, 7, we'll save them, you know, for the next time we talk. And we've also promised Eddie and Jamie to get them out, some of the, let's say, almost final versions of those products as well, and they're both interior and exterior products. So a lot in the works. We want to get all of these out. If we don't get every single one, but the majority of them by the end of this year. So
wow.
Yeah, watch this.
Now I know why you're so tired, Jody.
Never not at work.
He's running you ragged.
Honestly,
that and it's 2 a.m.
You just have to wear so many hats as a business owner, though. It's, especially as a small business, we haven't got a dedicated marketing team or, people doing the detailing for it. It's all done by myself at, the crew HQ. Yeah, it's busy times, but it's good. It's fun. Wouldn't rather be doing anything else. So
I was gonna ask you, do you have any regrets? But it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like you guys have figured out what you need to do in life. If you're passionate about it, it's never. What is that expression? If you are passionate about something, it's never a day of work or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's long, and it's we do a lot of hours and a lot of days in, and there's never nothing to do as such, and you have to wear, you have to wear a lot of different hats. One day you're a cameraman, next you're editing videos, next you're detailing the car, developing products, bottling, packaging, putting orders out, all that stuff.
No, I mean, I think honestly, you guys are a fantastic group of guys. I'm, so thankful that you decided to come on and share your story and your passion with all of us. If anyone wants to learn more about Mile Deep, where should they go? Do you guys have Facebook, social media, website? Where should they go to find you?
Yeah, I've got all those things. You can find us on Google. You can find us on miledeep.com, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think that's it.
Okay. And they can also pick up their products over at the House of Rags. And if any of you guys want to try out their products, this isn't a shill. Use coupon code A2D10, save 10% off. I honestly am really excited to try out more of your products. This was a fantastic, fun episode for me to get to know you guys. And I wish you nothing but the best and success as you guys move forward with your new products. If there's ever anything that I can do to help support you guys, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Same. If you've got any questions about any of the products or anything, just drop me a message. I can hook you up with some info.
Yeah, definitely. I will be reaching out so that way I don't screw them up again. Sorry about that.
Thanks so much.
No problem.
I want to say as well, we share our email address because we love to hear from everyone. So it's to share with you and anyone that wants to get in touch, just drop us a message, and it's info@miledeep.com. So anytime, anyone's got a question, feedback to us, just please get in touch.
And I can attest, they respond to the emails because we've been emailing for like 2 weeks to set this up. When you've got China time zone and a UK time zone and a Pennsylvania time zone, it's fun. But we figured it out. So this is straight love.
We made it work in the end.
Yeah, I feel like it was a little bit of a miracle, but we did it. Thank you guys so much. So, all right, guys. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I will be chiming in. This is pre-recorded, but I will be chiming in to answer any questions. Hopefully, Jody and Tim, you guys can be chiming in during the airing of this episode, so that way if people have questions, you can answer them. Jody might be asleep. I don't know. Tim, it's on you. You'll be the only one awake. But thank you guys, and we're gonna see you guys next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over at the House of Rags YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so that way you don't miss out on any of our future videos. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Jody and Tim, for your time, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Thank you.